the most recently, which is the show Atlanta. And they did an episode in which it appeared as though they were mocking Tyler Perry. So this could be a composite of different characters because they reference like Willy Wonka and the Wizard of Oz, but they clearly were referencing Tyler Perry. So Vanessa, played by Zazie Beetz, and her daughter Lottie were they take stage. They're center stage in this episode. So Zazie Beetz' character Vanessa has a minor role in a sitcom that's filming on this huge studio in Atlanta called Chocolate Studios, which is run by a very strange and elusive man named Kirkwood Chocolate, and that he's played by Donald Glover. The name of the episode is called Work Ethic. Kirkwood, who sports like a weird accent via an intercom, is charmed by Lottie's daughter, who ad libs something, and he gives her a much larger role and is moving forward and developing her into like this next big star without actually talking to Vanessa. And so everything kind of ensues from there. So I know we're not specifically talking about Atlanta, but what do you think about the mocking Tyler Perry and this episode in particular?
I
Episode.
think it was silly. I think it was ridiculous. I think the character was some sort of a composite or amalgamation, as you always say, daughter, between Tyler Perry, the Wizard of Oz, and I don't know who else was supposed to
Willy
be in there.
Wonka.
Yeah, I guess with the chocolate reference or whatever. I don't know what cuckoo-ness it was very silly. And I thought it was, there's two things that happen when people mock you and do things like that and make movies and stories, and you know, you're the butt of you're the star of a satire and so on and so forth, that kind of thing. When people do that kind of thing, you reach a certain level of fame, and a certain level of power, and can I say a certain level of iconic ness, so I'll put it like that. So there's some level of flattery because it's almost like a silly homage, to Tyler Perry. So you
Right.
can look at it like that and take it very tongue in cheek and laugh at it. Okay. And or you could look at it and say, are they really saying that he is cuckoo? Because a lot of people say there's a thin line between genius and insanity. That's a very famous thing that people said for years. And you can look at it as if it's a personal attack, but it is a lame, toothless attack. Okay. And because I will, no matter what anybody ever says, I am so happy that there is a Tyler Perry. And I want there to be more people in the position of Tyler Perry. They may not get there in the same way. They may not use the same type of characters. They may not be, whatever. They may get there in many, many different ways.
Okay.
But what I will say is this about Tyler Perry.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy that Tyler Perry has been able to introduce so many talented actors of color who otherwise we may not have gotten to know. Or maybe much later, or maybe in less significant roles, because so many actors of color, and I'll say Black actors, African American actors, Hispanic actors, LGBTQ, on, if Tyler Perry had not introduced them. Be it a comedic role, a silly role, a role that makes us laugh, a role where we laughed at the hair, the clothes, the buffoonery, the whatever. We embraced them and we learned to appreciate a whole nother generation, maybe even a couple generations at this point, of actors of color, because we start to see them in all kinds of roles now. So I pay homage to Tyler Perry personally.
So I wanted to address this because me and you have our little private conversations, obviously, as mother and daughter. But what I was thinking, I did some research on this, and I started thinking about different things, and I think that Donald Glover also was kind of paying tribute to Tyler Perry, and
Yes.
also making fun of himself, because and we can look at it that way.
Of course.
I can appreciate the episode in a way that I don't think that you did. So when we actually get to the scene where we see the person who we think is representing Tyler Perry, and it's just outlandish, of course.
Right.
In the wall of his office, there's a lot of negative, cartoonish characters.
Yeah.
There's the angry Black woman, the absentee Black father. There's things obviously about colorism and whatnot. And we have Vanessa, who was kind of quick to dismiss all of Mr. Chocolate's, say Kirkwood Chocolates, all of his accomplishments, and yet she is benefiting from being on the show.
Right. And she saw that as an opportunity for herself and her daughter.
Correct. And as a woman who seems to be confused, doesn't seem to really have much direction. She said she, got put on by a friend and all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. Something that I read and found out was that Donald Glover and his team have had to deal with people coming at him for not really writing for women in a way that represented Black women well.
Right.
In particular, Vanessa, but women in general, especially just kind of, well, what does she do if the relationship doesn't work out with her and Ern, which it doesn't appear as though it did? There's like a lot of confusion and ambiguity
about their relationship.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And people and so that was also a
part
reason
of it.
Why, yes, they had her play this role, and why this episode was written by a Black woman, Janine Neighbors. It was directed by Donald Glover,
right?
Written by a Black woman. So I had a better appreciation for it, and for all the people who were saying, "Oh, Donald Glover was, mocking Tyler Perry." He was mocking him. He was mocking himself.
Right.
He was paying homage to Tyler Perry.
Right.
Because, and also, looking at Vanessa, like, Vanessa, why are you not acknowledging all of the accomplishments? Like, oh, well, he has helped all of these Black actors.
Right. That's right. That's right. Well, that's where I come in very heavy. Because that's what I know, and that's what I appreciate. Good find, daughter. Good insight.
So just wanted to say that. So I appreciate the episode a little bit better after doing a little bit
in a different way, right?
And rewatching the episode. So I think Atlanta has reverted back to season 1. And I just wanted to put that out there. So,
and I think in general, it was silly. It was
more money,
and it was on point. And it was on point.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.